What's up, everybody? We are back. The PooBrain domain has returned, and we are here bringing you our review of Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Woohoo! Now, it goes without saying, full spoilers.
Yep.
Movie did decent at the box office, trailed off really bad.
The reviewers were a little more harsh.
I kind of think that it didn't deserve as bad as reviews it got.
Now, it was a 29 or something? Now, that was worse than X-Men Origins and shit like that. I won't go as far as saying it's as bad as X-Men Origins. You guys are deep DC fans, right?
Yes.
You're very, very deep DC fans. Me, I'm a mid to light DC fan. I'm definitely more of a Marvel guy, so I know people don't really care what I have to say about this.
The movie, I think you should go see the movie and judge it on your own and decide whether you like it or not. Because personally, I don't really hate the movie as much as other people do.
It's not that it's not a good movie. It's a good movie as far as a superhero movie. It is okay. For those who don't know the story of Superman and Batman and how they met and stuff, they would be amazed. There might be a lot of little kids that don't know it, so...
Little kids ain't getting nothing out of that movie. Come on.
I will say that the worst thing this movie has going for it is its dark, dreary, too serious tone.
And Lex Luthor.
I would say the tone is worse than Lex Luthor.
If you didn't like Man of Steel, then you're not
gonna like
it. Universally praised from this movie was Batman, of course.
Yes.
Batman is everyone knows is the best part of the movie, hands down.
I was on that boat since day one.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
I was
a little skeptic, but I believe that he was better. I personally do not like the Nolan Batman. I like the movies. I think Joker and carried those movies.
The villains carry the Nolan.
Yes, I really do not like Christian Bale as Batman.
Once The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises came out, he tried too hard with the Batman voice.
Yeah.
Each one got worse and worse. It sounded like he was just choking on his own spit every time he talked. So it was just bad.
But this Batman is probably the closest, I would say, to the comics. Even though there are differences.
The biggest problem people had was that he was killing people.
He was killing people.
And yes. I guess if you take it as, the way they try to portray it, basically Batman had enough. And he was basically worn down and beat down. And he doesn't he does blatantly kill people in the movie. He doesn't blatantly to the point where he's in their face, I'll shoot you in the face and murder you.
He mowed a guy down with a minigun in his car.
That guy had a minigun back
I was on the back of a pickup truck shooting at him.
I don't really care that Batman kills people, but I think they did a poor job of establishing why he was killing people, because they don't even really explain his motivations on why he's doing the things he's doing.
The only scene you get is when Alfred throws the paper down on the desk, and he's like, "What's this?" And Bruce is like, "We've always been criminals."
Yeah.
And they just got worse.
And they also hint at the Robin outfit with the Joker spray paint on him. That they hint that something happened to Robin, that's why he's doing this. But they don't say it directly, and they don't address it either.
Yeah, the worst part about this movie is that they leave things unanswered, and then Zack Snyder has to come out in interviews
every time
and fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Like he recently said in an interview, Robin died 10 years before Batman v Superman. I'm like, why couldn't you just say that in the movie then?
Because I think he's actually leaving that for the Batman solo movie.
You understand his motivation for going after Superman.
Yeah.
You understand that.
Right.
But what is his motivation for murdering people? They don't explain that. You need to know why Batman's killing people. Because what makes him better? Batman has a higher kill count than Doomsday. You need to know why he's doing that.
Ben Affleck in general is the best thing this movie had going for it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He acted well. He's probably the best Bruce Wayne and Batman I've ever seen on film so far. He was ripped. He was in shape. He brought a tenacity to Batman. The fight scenes were straight out of Arkham.
Oh yeah, very Arkham
games.
based. You could tell it was Arkham based.
They were playing Arkham and they said, all right, we're going to use everything that we just did right there, and Ben Affleck's going to do it.
Yeah, Superman definitely, I don't think that he had enough screen time.
No.
I think that Zack Snyder tried to stuff too much into this movie.
Yeah, if you were waiting for more depth from Superman from Man of Steel, you ain't getting it.
This movie could have been one Superman movie, which was basically the question was, does the world need Superman? And then you could have had a movie just based on that when the world comes to realize, you know what, do we need him? Do we not need him? And by the end of the movie, like, you know what, he's there for the greater good. We needed him. And then you establish Superman as a beloved character by the city, by the world, and people love him. And then you have the Batman aspect, which could have been a Batman movie.
They never coincided with each other. They really had no beef. Batman had a beef, which is the beginning of the movie, which is probably, in my eyes, one of the best parts of the movie, which takes place directly after Man of Steel when the city's getting destroyed. Batman has a friend in one of the towers that collapses with him in it. You see all the destruction and all the death that was in that movie, and you can see why he would go after Superman. But in the inverse, Superman has no reason to go after Batman. He really doesn't.
Until
Well, technically,
Lex Luthor pops up.
And it comes Lex Luthor.
the Riddler.
Personally, I don't agree with the approach he took. I would have rather had the Smallville Luthor, Michael Rosenbaum. I think that was probably the best Luthor we've had on screen. Right next to Kevin Spacey. I think Kevin Spacey looked the part. He actually was a pretty good Lex Luthor. I hate the movie Superman Returns, but Kevin Spacey was good enough.
Like, he just doesn't fit the tone of the movie. Like these, they purposely go the complete opposite way of Marvel.
Super serious.
They go super serious, and then you have a cartoon character jumping around making these weird twitches and these weird noises. It's really jarring to go from like Batman murdering people with a Gatling gun, Superman destroying a building, and then you have Lex Luthor fucking shoving a cherry Jolly Rancher in a man's mouth. And it's fucking jarring.
It's the best flavor.
And then talk about peeing in someone's peach tea.
Like Lex blows up the Senate, and you know what? At that point, I was like, okay, the world's gonna think Superman did this.
You would think.
And then Batman's gonna be even more like, oh my god, I have to stop this man. But no, they flat out say in the news article, the news reports when Batman's listening to it, that guy in the wheelchair did it.
The whole hearing was to make Superman pay for everything that he's done or whatever during the fight with Zod.
Finally get a chance to express himself.
The thing with Africa, whatever, that they claim that he shot people. Yeah, they said Superman shot people. But it was okay that he said, hey, the wheelchair guy had a bomb in it. That's why it killed everybody. And they believed it, and they loved him.
Jimmy Olsen's in the movie for literally like 2 minutes.
Not even.
Generously.
He's in the beginning.
As a CIA agent.
He dies as a CIA agent. They shoot him, gun him down. Then there goes Jimmy Olsen.
And that was like the beginning of the movie, so that you really know what you were in for.
Yeah.
See you later, Jimmy. You're Superman's best pal. Not no more. Speaking of Jimmy Olsen, right, dying and all that, weird enough, Zack Snyder has said in interviews that it's kind of a fun thing to do. I'm like, what the fuck is fun about killing characters?
Trust me, there is nothing fun about these movies.
Like, Zack Snyder needs to look up the word fun in the dictionary, because I don't think he knows what it means.
Unless he's a murderer.
But there was also
It's like that old the Princess Bride thing where he's like, I don't think you know what that word means. I think that's what we need to tell Zack Snyder. Mercy died.
Let's just let Mercy die.
Yeah.
And Mercy was his right-hand man, as you could call it, because she did everything for him. He just left her in the Senate hearing to die, right next to the wheelchair guy.
Yeah, we blew up Mercy, who was a fan favorite. One of 2 characters from the anime series that got put into comic books because she was so popular.
Yep.
The other being Harley.
Harley Quinn, of course.
Batman's his nightmare scene,
Which was
as
a
it's being
nightmare.
called.
Which was a nightmare because it started with him awake.
It was a nightmare because he woke up from it. Am I wrong?
But the whole scene with Darkseid, he was awake looking at his computer screen
Was he fucking
and
psychic?
encrypting, breaking the encryption.
Well, then if he wasn't sleeping, how did he wake up from it? Twice.
I don't know.
He falls asleep, I guess maybe,
And he
then
enters probably the best scene of the movie.
He enters a dystopian future. It looks like the world's been taken over by, if you don't know, Darkseid, because there's like flaming pillars in the background.
You see the Omega
His Omega
symbol
symbols
on the
etched
wall.
into the floor and on the walls.
And of course
The paradigm.
And then
The
the
parademons.
parademons in the scene when, you know, he's fighting everybody. He's trying to get Kryptonite to stop Superman. One lands behind him, walks up to him, looking like classic parademon with the goggles and everything. It's a parademon. Watch the Superman anime series, and that's exactly what it looked like. And
Yeah.
punches him in the back of the head, knocks him out. He wakes up with chained to the ceiling with 2 other prisoners. Superman lands from that scene with the guys with the guns. The trailer.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure a lot of people seen that.
You can see the part where he takes his mask off, and then he like burns the 2 dudes next to him with his heat vision.
Yeah.
And then as he wakes up, he hears a boom, and in a portal, like looking at him blowing everything around, is like the Flash.
In armor.
You know it's the Flash because you see the red suit, but on top of the red
Yes.
suit is like some armor.
And of course, it's the time,
And
time
time
travel.
traveling, and he's trying to tell him that, you know, he's like, she's the key. You have to save her. You were right about him, and all this other cryptic nonsense that he feels need to tell him.
Dream sequences that make no sense. They're shoehorned in. Same thing with the Justice League reveal. They're shoehorned in. It's just,
You want to talk about the reveal?
it's just all of it is just so out of place. Like that could have been another movie entirely, or at least just choose one dream sequence, because that was probably the 4th one in the dream. Because there's the bat monster.
There's the beginning.
There's the beginning with the flying bats.
Flying Bruce Wayne.
Flying Bruce Wayne with the bats circling around him, which was fucking weird. That's a weird way to start
That's
a
how the
movie.
movie started.
There's the man bat. I call it the man bat.
It's a bat demon creature that pops
comes out.
It popped out of Martha's grave and grabbed him.
And then there's the parademon. That's the 3rd one.
And the Flash.
And then there's the Flash one. That's the 4th one. And none of it is explained.
It was too much.
None of it was explained. Yes.
None of it was explained.
And it was kind of hard to see Flash. So if you
Right.
don't know
Yes.
Flash's
what to
costume is
look
really,
for,
it's really dark.
you couldn't see it.
And then we get to the Justice League reveal, which is just Wonder Woman on her laptop looking at video clips of the various League members.
Oh my
I believe we
God.
start with Flash.
So
Who's-
messy.
But then again, the whole reason she has it is because Lex has a picture
Lex has a
Hers.
file and everything. Lex knows.
It was Lex's file. They stole.
Apparently, they're trying to say Lex knows who every metahuman was. So he knows that Batman. Well, even though Batman's not a metahuman, he knows Batman's Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
He knows. I'm assuming he knows Clark Kent is Superman.
He does.
No, he does. Because
does,
that's,
he took his
that's
mom.
how he came.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He
That's
stole his mother.
right. That whole bag. Yes. Okay. So he knows that he's Clark is Superman. He knows that Diana Prince is Wonder Woman.
Yes.
He knows Barry Allen's the Flash. He knows
Victor Stone
Victor
is
Stone is Cyborg, and he knows Arthur Curry is Aquaman.
Yes.
And apparently he named these people.
And he also
gave their symbols.
Gave them
Yes.
their names and their symbols, with the exception of Batman and Superman. He gave everyone else their symbols. He sees the file. We start with the flat. Well, we start with her. It's her picture from 1918. Basically, just kind of showing you what's going to happen in the Wonder Woman movie, I'm assuming.
Yep.
And then she clicks on another file, which happens to be Barry Allen, who looks nothing like any kind of Barry Allen that has ever been written in a comic book. Like, he has long hair and a ponytail, and he has like a beard and a
He has a
goatee,
thin
and I'm like,
goatee.
And then, oh my God, Jason Momoa.
and then we click on the next one, which is Aquaman.
And if there's any movie to be worried about,
It's Aquaman.
it's that one.
According to that clip we
It's
saw,
that one.
according to the video clip that Lex has, be worried about the Aquaman.
That big dude does not know how to swim and or hold his breath.
Because clearly you can tell he's holding his breath. I obviously, you know,
It's
he's
awkward.
a human. He has to hold his breath. Really.
Yeah, but it's awkward.
But at least you could have done that in a different way where, you know, he didn't have to really be underwater. You could have done anything else, any numerous ways to simulate
Yes.
him being underwater. Then we jump to who? Cyborg.
Cyborg.
We jump to Cyborg,
Which I think is the truest origin to Cyborg.
which is because it pretty much gives you his new 52 origin.
Yeah, it pretty much had like a horror movie vibe to it too. It was,
Yeah,
it was
right.
pretty graphic. What
We already
happened
see him in as a half a man, just kind of on the desk, and his dad's trying to fix him. And then that's the first glimpse we get of the mother box, you know, from Apocalypse and Darkseid. And
But if you don't know that already, you won't know it.
Yeah.
also very true.
Because the mother box is pretty big in this for some reason.
Yeah,
It's,
it's
it's
big.
not hand size. It's
two
like
hands.
you
It's
hold
like
it. You hold it
like
like
that,
this.
yeah. Finally,
Batman versus
we
Superman.
get to Batman v
Batman
Superman,
finally versus Superman.
where we find out that Lex kidnapped Martha, and he's like, "Hey, I got your moms.
Go fight Batman.
Go fight Batman."
I don't understand what his motivation for having Superman go after Batman was.
I think he wanted to prove that Superman was not a god and that he wanted to basically kill Superman. He told Superman to bring me his head, but in all reality, he really wanted Batman to kill Superman.
But if that didn't happen, well, and then his plan was Doomsday?
Right, because he said, you know, if man can't beat you, then the devil will, whatever.
I think Lex's whole plan on that was, I can't do it myself, so let's see if Batman can do it. So I'll send you.
It's
after
just
Batman.
so vague. But Batman already had his own plan to fight him, but they didn't connect with each other.
Right.
All these events took place at the same time, but none of them communicated with each other.
True.
So how did Lex Luthor know Batman was getting ready to stage the fight if Lex Luthor himself never set that fight up to begin with?
If he knew Bruce
He
Wayne
was pushing.
Batman,
He was pushing Bruce over the edge slowly by slowly
Right.
because he was the one sending Bruce the little letter. To
Yeah,
the mail.
I get that, but he knew that specific day and time,
Well, I don't know if
and that specific night that's when it was gonna happen to kidnap his mother to get all of that together. It made no sense.
Superman gets to Gotham, which is across the river,
Yeah, it wasn't very
like
far.
Jersey and New York. He gets there. He talks to. Well, he tries to talk to Batman. Batman's
fight
like
begins.
not having it. Puts him on the roof. They start fighting a little bit. He hits him with kryptonite finally, and Batman gets that right hand, starts beating that ass.
Yeah.
And I guess at that moment, that's when Superman realized maybe I do have to fight this guy.
Now the fight was all right.
it was.
It was okay. It wasn't anything spectacular. Because
I'm assuming it's not going to be anything like the Iron Man Captain America fight.
No.
Where I'm assuming that fight probably be a larger.
well, they
portion of
actually
the
know each other, so
Well,
that fight will mean something.
movie. True.
This fight, they did not even really know each other. They had probably about 2 or 3 interactions. Once as Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent, and then one when Superman destroyed the Batmobile and was like, "Hey, don't go to your symbol anymore." And so, I mean, they really had no connection with each other.
Superman didn't like Batman because Batman killed people.
They had no connection until
Oh boy. Before you get there, let's talk about the fight some more. Okay, the fight is, it's a good fight. You know, the only, I think, humor they tried to inject into the movie,
there was humor in there.
the only piece of humor was when Batman's punching Superman in the face, and Superman's like bobbing his head to the motion of it because, you know, it's affecting him. And then as the kryptonite wears off, his face stops moving, and Batman walks back and goes, "Ah, shit." That's the only part of humor I think they tried to put in. Like, the only attempt at humor that they tried to make.
I guess.
The fight continues, and Superman again gets hit with kryptonite.
Because he's not fast enough to outspeed a bullet, like they say.
And, well,
He's not fast
It was a
enough.
grenade, okay? It's not a bullet.
Which
it's a grenade.
travels even slower than
Right.
Exactly, which is worse.
Pulls out his kryptonite spear, and is about to kill him, and that's when Alan's favorite part comes up.
When he's choking him with his foot.
Yeah, he's like, "You're not a man. You're not brave like a man," or something like that. And he's about to kill him. Lois Lane runs in, And Superman's like, Martha. And Batman's like, what? And he's like, Martha.
Her name's Martha.
And then Lois runs in and he's like, and Batman's like, why is he saying that? And Lois is like, it's his mother's name. And
Her name is Martha. Oh shit! Your mom's name is Martha? My mom's name is Martha. We best friends. I got you. I got your mom.
Yeah, that's like one
it's
of the worst.
what? It's exactly like the scene from Step Brothers. And when they're like, did we just become best friends? Yup! That's exactly what happened.
They literally became
It's-
best friends.
It's horrible.
I've heard some people like defend it, saying that that was the moment Batman realized that he was a human, because Batman was like racist against aliens. So then he was listening, like, he was basically like, "Oh, you are a human being," but like, wow. I was just sitting there like, wait a minute, Batman just had this whole like 2-year plan, and then you're telling me that's how he becomes friends with him?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
I think that's the worst reason to give on why two people become friends.
And it's not even like they like each other a little bit; like they literally become best friends.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's a dumb way to stop a fight. It's a dumb way to start a fight, stop a fight.
Especially the headline of their movie.
Yeah, that was terrible. After that comes the best scene of the entire
Oh
movie.
god, they don't get
When Batman goes to save Martha, which is the best scene of the whole movie.
That's the Arkham fight style.
Which is pretty much
scene.
the final trailer. If you've seen the final trailer, you've seen that entire scene.
Yes, exactly. Which is a problem. Your trailers literally, they lied. As they said after that second trailer came out, they were going...
There was so much more!
Yeah, they're saying, oh, that's not it. That's it. That's all that there is.
That's your biggest points to hit in that trailer.
In order. In chronological order.
Yeah, but if you put both
They
trailers
have to
together,
do- he's beating the criminals up, he's taking them out, Arkham style, does the takedowns.
It's brutal.
He grapple guns a guy, which I'm glad they showed, because, if anyone ever wondered what happens in that game when you grapple gun somebody, you pull them to you,
Alright.
it puts a hole in their shoulder while you pull them to you.
Yes, it's very brutal. It's a very visceral Batman, which again is the best part of the movie. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's definitely like watching the Arkham game come to life.
And then that lasts about 2 minutes, and then lo and behold, we get to the finale of
Doomsday.
Doomsday. Lex Luthor creating Doomsday for whatever reason. Whatever his plan was for it, I don't understand either.
Which I don't know how he did, because he combined Zod's body and DNA with his blood, which made Doomsday.
Because
I'm pretty sure that's how you made Superboy.
they-
I'm pretty sure that's how you made Superboy.
Yeah.
Kryptonian DNA and human DNA.
Yeah,
but whatever, Doomsday's made.
From
Okay.
what they said, though, what the computer said was that the Kryptonians had a failsafe, so it would never happen again. Which I'm assuming that their dead bodies used to get experimented on by other people. Who
well, they say it's forbidden,
Right.
But then let it happen anyway.
Yeah. Right.
What the computer had said was, this is forbidden on Krypton or something like that. And he goes, where's Krypton now? Where are the Kryptonians now? And then she's like, well, all right then. And then you got Doomsday, who was probably like 20 feet tall.
This is probably the worst
Yeah.
part of the movie.
The commercials don't show you how big he is, but he's big to a point where he can grab Superman, and his whole body is in his hand.
Yeah, everyone keeps saying he looks like the Lord of the Rings troll. I think it looks like El Gigante from Resident Evil 4. More.
He's about that size. He's about that
More than
size.
anything, Yeah.
But based on his look and power settings, the way they looked, if you've read Superman Unchained, he looks like a character there called Wraith. He looks exactly like him, and that's who you think it was. Batman's like, he's Kryptonian. I gotta kill him with the kryptonite spear.
Of course.
Yeah.
Duh. But oh, wait a minute. Lois Lane, for some reason, threw it in a pond. So I guess we have to have something for her to do.
A deep pond, and then Batman lures Doomsday from Metropolis across the river to Gotham.
Again.
Back
One
to the abandoned port of Gotham. Doomsday breaks the bat plane. Batman's about to die, and then comes probably, I guess, a shoehorned. She kind of shoehorned her in. I didn't mind it though, because she had a badass theme song. I don't care. Her theme song made it all worth it.
When Wonder Woman showed up, she was established a little bit. But yet again, if you don't know anything about comics and you don't know what her name is...
They don't even say her name at all. They never said her name until she was on the plane and she was leaving, and they said Miss Prince.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And she is in the movie a lot before that. Well, not a lot.
Not a
but
lot.
a little bit before that. You see her a couple scenes.
She looked alright.
She
Yeah,
pops in the movie.
she-
She's probably,
She did a lot better
She
than
was,
I
she
thought.
was comic book accurate.
I thought, yeah, I mean...
like Doomsday was, hitting her, and she was liking it. She would put a grin on her face or smirk, talking about, looking like this is what I like to do.
yeah, and she held her own. There wasn't much of a dynamic between her and, because, it was the Trinity was finally on screen, but they never really fought together except for, one final, finishing move.
Not even really. I mean,
They never really, I never
mean,
really
you know what?
thought that Superman and Wonder Woman even connected at all. Were they?
To
no,
rewind
because they
it,
never talked.
to rewind it past that, right? Batman probably has the dumbest line in the movie because at that point, because Batman
He
knew what was
already knew who
happening.
she was.
Batman knew what was happening, right? And Superman's like, "Is she with you?" And Batman had the nerve to know who she was at that time,
Oh,
right?
I didn't
and
think
then
about
look at
that.
him and go,
Yeah, I was
I
thinking-
thought she was with you."
You know, it's
like,
and
bro,
then I'm sitting here thinking that same thing right now.
you went through the files.
And
you
he
know,
emailed her.
you know
Right.
where she's from. You know she's from the past.
And he emailed her the Justice League pictures. Of course he knew who she was.
He emailed her picture first in her suit.
Batman's kind of dumb line. Like, you knew she wasn't with Superman, so I don't know why you said that. But whatever. I mean, I'm not gonna hold that against you. So then the fight happens, and
I will.
so he grappled away and kind of just was a distraction, while Superman and Wonder Woman, put most of the physical damage on him.
Mostly Wonder Woman.
Well,
It was mostly Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
Superman
because
wasn't even there at the time.
Half the fight Superman left anyway.
Yeah, it was all Wonder
Because
Woman.
Lois Lane is dying in the pond.
They never really even fought together. There's one scene where you get the gas in Doomsday's face while he's being held by the lasso, which is awesome. And then Superman bum ass come out of nowhere, half dead,
Just holding the spear of
holding the
destiny.
spear of destiny, and spears him in the chest. So that's the most cooperative you're getting out of
If
him.
you want to go there, he stole the victory from Wonder Woman because
Technically, yes, technically she won.
her sword was cutting him.
Cut his arm off.
She cut his arm off. She cut his calf.
Yeah.
The
And
first
to tell you the truth, I think she could have killed him herself.
She probably could've.
She didn't need Batman or him.
Nope, because she could have got his head off and called it a day.
And Superman's flying at him with the kryptonite spear. He stabs Doomsday with it. Doomsday stabs him with his kryptonite hand. And
And that doesn't bother nobody. That he could fly across with the kryptonite spear, but he couldn't pick it out of the water.
I'm not surprised, man. I think Superman does.
Is anybody surprised that it's a fucking spear? Why didn't you just throw it at him?
No, but it doesn't.
Zack Snyder directed 300, did he not?
Yeah.
You know you can throw
But
spears.
he's no
But nobody
badass.
bothered. Nobody
just saying.
bothered to question that. That he went and swam underwater, picked up the spear, and passed out. Lois had to throw it away for him to wake up, only for him to grab it and still be able to fly with the same spear that made him pass out in the water.
It was a little bit of time.
The general was going to.
If he would have just
Get
waited
out
a
of
little
here.
bit longer, he could have just stood spear. And then it would have been over. And then he would have had to shoe in the fifth movie, The Death of Superman.
Yeah.
He dies. Doomsday dies. They all die.
Everyone going corner with the rest of the movie, everyone dead. Everyone dead.
Doomsday stabbed him with his sword stub that he had of a bone in his arm.
And it's like,
And then we get his
why
funeral.
on earth
Mm-hmm.
would you put that in this movie?
When it wasn't earned, because half the world didn't even like Superman.
No.
So no one, half the world didn't even care he died.
You don't even get the great scene of the Justice League mourning over dead
Nope.
Superman, questioning who is going to lead them. That's like before the Avenger movie, if Captain America died right before the Avenger movie. You have a trinity, and you killed it and made it a duo before anything could happen.
Right.
And now, of course, at the end, you see this casket, and you see the dirt particle rise, so you know he's not dead. So then, where is going to be the drama in a Justice League movie? Because now you would know that Superman, he won't die. He can't die. You're not going to kill him again. Because you kill him again, people are going to be like, I don't fucking believe you. Because he died in the last movie.
He ain't gonna die again.
He ain't going to die again.
And
Kill him now.
then, even,
Why would you
even
do that?
before that, before the particles rise up the casket, we have a scene at the gravesite where Batman and Wonder Woman are talking to each other, and he's like, Batman's like, I failed him in life. I will not fail him in death.
You don't even
No
know.
shit, you failed him in life. You tried to kill him. Happy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
You try to kill him because he was simply different.
did you really fail him? You saved his mother. That was the only quest you had.
Man, technically, you did.
True, you didn't even fail him. He said what
the
he was
only
going to do.
quest you had.
You made him a promise.
for
You kept
him.
it.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what Batman's talking about.
So you didn't fail him.
He must have saw more on that R-rated cut that no one's seen that we
must
will
have.
all see.
Yeah, he answered questions from that movie that we didn't know yet.
Bruce is also telling Diana that I have to get all the other metahumans together. And she's like, how do you know they're going to come and help you? He said, because they will. They have no choice. Like, what are you going to do? Beat them up if they
Yes.
don't join?
Yes.
I mean, it won't be hard to kill Jason Momoa. Just hold him on the water. Because he can't breathe. So,
Yes, this Aquaman does look like he can drown. Yes, you're
so
absolutely right.
that's just him.
And that's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice.
In a nutshell. Yeah, that's a lot
And
to
if
cover.
you think it took us a while to cover that, it is a 2 hour and like
It's almost
20
3 hours long.
something
Yeah,
minutes movie.
And it's a lot pieced together, and as you tell, it's just all jumbled. Like it's like a big puzzle.
The
Like,
editing is terrible. That movie.
horrible. And there's supposedly an R-rated cut, but I'm not gonna judge it by that because that's not out. This is the product you put out there for the masses.
And well, the R-rated cut is gonna be what, 3 hours? They said. They already released one deleted scene for those of you who've seen it already, and for those of you who haven't. A lot of people are trying to say, well, who's that guy that he's talking to? He's actually, Lex is not talking to that guy. The computers are actually showing him the rest of the knowledge that he asked for in the movie. Is what it is. The guy is holding 3 mother boxes in front of him. And for those who don't know, that's actually Darkseid's general that actually conquers the worlds for him, which is Steppenwolf.
Like just like everything else, though, if you don't know that, you don't know that.
Right, you asked out. And you know what? Actually, that should have been in the movie alone.
You would have confused the shit out of everybody.
Because those cops that were in there with the lights on him, they're the ones who arrested him. Because Lex ended up in jail without showing how he got arrested.
True.
So that scene was supposed to be in the movie.
They just arrested her for being an asshole.
Right.
But overall, man, not a bad movie. It's just a very bad start to your universe. It's very poorly done.
There's too much. Too much out of this movie that was cut out. If they would have put things and explained it the right way, this could have been like a 2-part movie.
Yeah, it's a mess.
It
Long story short, it's a mess.
They should have just took their time.
An movie.
They were never going to take their time. They're playing catch up.
They tried.
Clear as day.
And this is where they mess up.
Clear as day. Just like the Suicide Squad, how they're doing reshoots. They're just trying to catch Marvel.
Which is
they're
weird.
not going to do it.
I don't get it because Warner Brothers owns DC. It's not like it's a separate studio messing these movies up. It's Warner Brothers themselves. They own DC themselves.
Yeah, and they hate Disney. And let me tell you, that's not the way to compete with them. It made me excited for possibly 2 of the Justice League. Does Cyborg get his own movie?
Yes, but after Justice League.
Yes.
It made me excited for maybe Cyborg and
is
maybe
weird.
Wonder Woman. Maybe Wonder Woman. And Batman. Okay, 3.
And
3
Batman,
movies.
for those of you, his movie is actually going to be worked with Jeff Johns, who is a creator of comics, of awesome comics in DC.
Yes, he
So
writes
this
like
movie
he wrote
should
like
be
Green
good.
Lantern, but I love Green Lanterns.
Yeah.
What do you rate this movie?
What am I rating Batman vs Superman? A 6.
Why?
A 6. Because story-wise, it is a disaster. Batman was great. The fighting was, Batman specifically was great. The acting was good, besides Lex Luthor. The special effects were great, except for Doomsday. I mean, it looked. I mean, I just don't like the dreary setting. It kind of bogs you down. I kind of want to see my superheroes kind of be a little hero-y, just a little bit. But I mean, I understand why people don't like that. To make it different, I guess you got to make it different. But that shows. It shows when you try to do that. So, I say 6. It's not as bad as people are making it out to be.
Yeah. I don't know. Me, and you probably gonna look at me right weird. I'd probably give it a 7, just because as a Batman Superman fan,
That's like a C+.
I kind of like certain things of it.
If you don't know.
Yeah,
If you don't know.
If you question, yes.
Yeah, it's here.
If your question is
And
love.
this was here way before the movie was even thought of.
Your question is love.
I don't know.
That could be used against you too, though.
I know. I like the Ben Affleck whole Batman thing. I didn't like that they didn't explain Wayne Manor and why it's destroyed. Why he lives at the edge of a lake.
Because the movie would be 4 hours long.
Yeah,
We'll get that in the Batman movie.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I liked what's his face is Alfred.
Alfred was great.
He was a good Alfred. I hated Lex. Superman was just Superman.
Barely.
Well,
Maybe.
he was kind of like the New 52 Superman, where he just don't give a shit about nothing. Because the New 52 Superman don't care. Doomsday suck ass. Because when Smallville could give me a better Doomsday
Looking
than a
Doomsday.
movie,
Better looking Doomsday.
Yeah.
Not overall character, but better looking.
yeah, well,
Because
Yeah.
they're Doomsday with a Hulk or something. I don't know.
yeah, that's true too. I mean, I don't know. There's
7.
certain things I give it a 7, just because.
Falls on me.
This falls on you because you're the DC fans.
I'm gonna be that middle guy too. Literally the middle guy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5. 6.5. I'm gonna be that middle guy. Again, like Ben Affleck is awesome in the movie. You know, he acted well. His Batman is probably the best Batman you're gonna get. Gal Gadot or Gadot, however you say
I think
her
it's
name.
good.
She surprised me and a lot of people because I didn't think she could be Wonder Woman. I didn't think she could do it, but
She's small. She's very small.
She pulled it off. I felt like she was Wonder Woman. I'm like, all right, you know what? I can see her as Wonder Woman now.
Yeah.
I like the little things they did to her character, like in the fight where she smirks about it. I mean, I like little things like that. I think Henry Cavill is a good actor. He's not a bad Superman. I don't think he's a bad Superman at all. It's just that he's not really given much to work with.
Yeah, I guess.
He's not given much to work with. Lex Luthor is terrible. There's no excuse for that.
He's the Riddler.
Too many dream sequences. Didn't need it.
Too many convoluted messages and
Right.
fucking side stories.
The whole
and stories.
Martha nonsense was not even necessary, needed, or wanted.
Yeah.
But again, like the battle with Batman Superman is good. The portions of the Wonder Woman fighting Doomsday are good. Superman barely fought that, did anything in that fight. So Wonder Woman vs. Doomsday was awesome. Just Batman.
It's just right down the middle. I mean,
It's really, that movie, sadly to say, was really carried by Ben Affleck's Batman.
yeah. I mean, if you're a big DC fan, you'll love it.
And for those of you who complain about Batman killing, if you watch his other movies, he kills.
Yeah,
Michael Keaton killed people in Ace Chemicals.
He blew a guy with dynamite.
Yeah,
and he also dropped
he blew
people off
somebody
buildings.
up.
Yeah.
He killed people in his movies.
Just not quite to the excess of actually having a gun in your hand.
Well, he didn't also run somebody over that was inside of a truck with like he did in this
Yeah, he crushed a
That's a
man's
time for a different story.
He crushed a man's head.
So yeah.
6 out of 5.
It's right down the middle.
6.5, 6 and a 7.
Yeah, it's right down the middle. It's not great, not bad.
Don't entirely listen to the reviews. Go out there and see the movie if you haven't. Judge it for yourself. You might like it, you might not.
I actually recommend, if you're gonna see the movie and you haven't done it yet, I actually recommend waiting for this R-rated cut.
Yeah.
I would wait for that because who knows, it might not help, but maybe there are bits and pieces in this Blu-ray that will make a little bit more sense because the movie really does not make sense, like plain as day. It's something you could look and pick at it and like, but if you have to think that much in a movie about Batman punching Superman in the face, there's a problem. Hopefully this new cut puts things into the correct perspectives and it helps the story a little bit because wow, it's confusing.
Judge for yourself whether you like it or not.
I will say that I will see more of these DC movies.
Right. While it did leave a kind of a sour taste.
Depending
I still will give DC money to see more movies.
Yes, I'll still see more movies but if they keep up with if they keep doubling down on this dour universe, I don't see how it's going to be able to sustain itself. Because I mean, I don't see how that's going to happen.
This is going to end up being reset all over again.
Yeah, if you're going to have Flash mopey and hating his powers, they already kind of sowed the seeds of Wonder Woman mopey because she's like, oh, I hate humanity or whatever. I gotta run away from humanity because I didn't like the war and shit. It's like
she was like that in the comic though.
But it's like just let them be.
Let's not forget that they are comics.
Let's not forget they're comic book characters and they don't have to be these dreadful people.
I love comic books, so anytime you give me comic books on screen, I'm all for it.
Yeah, we're gonna see it.
I've seen the bad ones. I've seen the good ones. I've seen those in between.
We did sit through Green Lantern,
so I've seen them all.
That hurt.
And Fantastic Four.
Four stick?
Yep, we've seen that too. That's our review for Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. If you saw it, did you like it? If you haven't seen it, are you gonna see it? Let us know in the comments below, and we will see you guys later.